Good morning, everyone. Hi, welcome to our Dharma School morning service. So for some reason, I couldn't play the CD this morning, so no music, sorry about that. So since Rimba Sakamoto is down to Morgan Hill, so I'm only one here in Hondo today. So for some reason, I couldn't play the CD this morning, so no music, sorry about that. So since Rimba Sakamoto is down to Morgan Hill,
It's
so I'm only
echoing.
one here in Hondo today. So for some reason, I couldn't play the CD this morning, so no music, sorry about that. So since Rimba Sakamoto is down to Morgan Hill, so I'm only one. Okay, can you hear me okay? I hope so. Okay, so let us read Golden Chain together. So please show me in Gassho. Golden Chain. I am a link in Amida's golden chain of love that stretches around the world. I will keep my link bright and strong. I'll be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. I will think pure and beautiful thoughts, say pure and beautiful words, and do pure and beautiful deeds. May every link in Amida's golden chain of love be bright and strong, and may we all attain perfect peace. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Sorry, let me check the laptop. Sorry. Thank you for waiting. I hope it's working okay. So let me start my Dharma talk. So okay, please show me in Gassho. I hope it's still echoing. Sorry. Let me start my. So I'm gonna start my Dharma talk with Gassho. So please show me in Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu. 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 Okay. So when Shakyamuni Buddha was still alive, so he had many disciples in his Sangha. So when he called his disciples, he called them with their individual number one point, just like their nickname. For example, since Shariputra was the smartest and one of the top disciples, Buddha called him wise number one. If the disciple was great at the preaching, Buddha called him preaching number one. These names were not only for the special and smart disciples, but every disciple especially equally had it on number one, regardless of the difference of each ability. So this morning, I'd like to share the story of Sutipandaka. Sutipandaka was also one of the Shakyamuni Buddha's most famous disciples because he was known as the most foolish disciple who cannot remember any gatha or teachings. He was dull by birth, unable to remember even his name. One day, Buddha found him crying and asked him kindly, "Why are you so sad?" Sutipandaka lamented and answered, why was I born so stupid? I can even remember and understand the sutra." "Cheer up," said Buddha. "You're aware of your foolishness, but there are many fools who think themselves wise. Being aware of one's stability is next to enlightenment." Then Shakyamuni Buddha suddenly asked Sutipandaka, "What is your most favorite things to do?" Sutipandaka seemed to be a little surprised to hear his question, but Sutipandaka answered, "I love cleaning." Then Shakyamuni Buddha handed Sutipandaka a broom and told him that he did not need to attend any gathering or chanting, but only to sweep the yard every day while humming these words. It is sweep, and clean. Although he couldn't understand the meaning of the phrase, but almost about to forget the phrase, he continued the task every day for years. Sweep and clean, sweep and clean. One day, he rushed to Buddha and said, I finally understand the meaning of the phrase. Sweep and clean means to sweep off the dirt of my mind and clean the dust of my mind, right? The Shakyamuni Buddha was glad to hear his word and gave assurance of Buddhahood to him. After he attained Buddhahood, people started calling him cleaning number one with his special respect. Nobody teased me as a foolish disciple anymore. When you see someone who seems superior to you, you might belittle yourself or sometimes feel jealous. When you see someone who seems weaker or inferior to you, you might be arrogant. As long as you compare yourself to others, your feeling about yourself will swing between good and bad. There are no disciples who was incompetent, including Suripandaka, among Shakyamuni Buddha's disciples. Each one has its number one and is acknowledged as great. Number one disciple by Shakyamuni Buddha. Shakyamuni Buddha never abandoned Suripandaka as a dull disciple, but Buddha acknowledged Suripandaka's strong point as his only number one. Shakyamuni Buddha was genius to find someone's only one, but no, it's because he was never hindered by one-sided perspective. Nowadays, we have the chance to interact with many people easily through social media. We can freely share pictures of our special moments in daily life and our own thoughts with others. And at the same time, we can make a comment to them freely. If it's a positive comment or compliment, that's good. But there are also a lot of terrible words which could hurt someone else on social media. If you look at the things that people can do or their own sides, their downsides, it is natural that we will hear or say the words that hurt others. We are just ordinary beings, or bonbu. We can sometimes hurt some others unintentionally by our words or behaviors, no matter how careful we are. So that is why it is important for us to learn the Buddha's perspectives and imagine how Shakyamuni Buddha sees the world and what kind of number one he will see in him or her and ourselves. If you only see someone's bad side, or you are fed up with everything in this world, remember that we each other just might not have realized one's number one yet. Buddha's special perspectives will help us to see the world and find our own number one and someone's number one anytime with us. Buddha equally accepts everyone as one's only number one. Each of us has special and different number one. Let us find your friends and your own number one with Buddha together. Thank you for listening. I'd like to conclude this Dharma talk with Kansho. Please join me in Kansho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Okay, thank you everyone. So this is the first Sunday morning service in a month for me. So because I took a surgery last month to remove my appendix, and I was resting at home for about 2 weeks. So I don't know why it's happening. So maybe something there's a technical problem. So sorry about that. The yeah uncomfortable hearing situation. Sorry, audio situation. So I'm so happy to see you, everyone. Some Dhamma friends gave me get well cards, letters. So I was very happy to know that there are many people out there who cares about me. Thank you very much for your kindness. So okay, everyone. So enjoy your class. Have a great great Sunday. Thank you very much. Bye. Hi, how are you? Do you have time to talk? No. Sorry, I'm now live streaming this service, but I think maybe there is a technical problem. I think my voice is echoing wherever, so I don't know how to deal with this. No. Oh no. So this laptop, so house one should be unmuted, right? Unmuted. Muted, right? Should be unmuted. Sorry. Hello? Without now people. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so it's something happened. Okay. Yeah. Hello. Uh, uh, so, can I say something? I'm a link in Amida's golden chain of love that searches around the world. I will keep my link bright and strong. Can I say something? I'm a link in Amida's golden chain of love that searches around the world. I will keep my link bright and strong. Can I say something? I'm a link in Amida's golden chain of love that searches around the world. I will keep my link bright and strong. Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much for your suggestion. Yeah, thank you. Bye.
There we go. Okay. Okay.
You're here. Dennis, can you mute yourself and turn off the video? Oh, sorry. Good morning, everyone. Hi. So welcome to our Sunday morning service. So since Rainbow Sakamoto was down to Morgan Hill and conducting the virtual Sunday morning service at Morgan Hill, So I'm only one here in Hondo. So I'm hope everything is going okay until the end. But actually there's a technical problem. So maybe sounds maybe echoing. Maybe I'm terribly sorry for the trouble. So, but don't go away and please don't leave me alone. So let us, okay. So I'm gonna explain the today's service. So today, our service will start with reading Sambujo and Sanbutsuge. So if you have a material or a service book, please join me in reading Sambujo and Sanbutsuge. Thank you very much. Sambujo and Sanbutsuge. So if you have a material or a service book, please join me in reading Sambujo and Sanbutsuge. Thank you very much. And with reading Sambujo and Sanbutsuge, material or service book, please join me in reading. Namanda, 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 Namanda. Me.
Ah.
Thank you very much. So now let us read the three treasure together. So if you have a service, a big service book, it's page 8, three treasures. 1. Okay. So please show me in Kansho. Hard is it to be born into human life. Now we are living it. Difficult is it to hear the teachings of the Blessed One. Now we hear it. If we do not realize the truth in this life, when will it be realized? Let us reverently take refuge in three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in the Buddha. May we absorb ourselves in the principle of the way of enlightenment and awaken in ourselves the spring will. I take refuge in the Buddha, Dharma. May we be submerged in the depth of the doctrine and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in the Sangha. May we live in harmony in a great assembly as a disciple of the Buddha and be free from the hindrances, becoming units of the true accords in a life of harmony, in a spirit of universal oneness, free from the bondage of selfishness. Even through myriad ages of kalpas, how is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful doctrine? Now we are able to hear and receive it. let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of the Tathagata's teaching. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you very much. So I'd like to introduce today's guest speaker. So it's Mr. Dennis Akizuki. So Dennis is one of our important temple members who always support our temple activities and one of our minister's assistants. So okay, I'll hand it over to Dennis. Hi, Dennis.
Sensei, how are you? Good to see you. Good to have you back. Good morning. Please join me in Kansho and reciting the Nembutsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. I want to first welcome everyone who has joined us for this service, either live or if you watch it later. If you're joining us for the first time or are a relative newcomer, introduce yourself in the chat, which you will find kind of to my right. I get your, if you actually to my left, I guess. if you'd like to learn more about Jodo Shinshu or our type of, which is our type of Buddhism, let us know. And please hit the subscribe button and help us out. Recently, something unusual happened involving Buddhism in the United States. It was a gathering, a memorial service. You may ask, how is a memorial service unusual? I mean, we have them all the time here at the temple, or we did before the pandemic, but we will begin having them in person again very soon. This May 4th gathering in Los Angeles was a national memorial service. The service, called May We Gather, was the first national Buddhist memorial service in response to anti-Asian violence. What made the memorial unprecedented was it was a pan-Buddhist event. Representatives of every major school of Buddhism participated in the memorial. Here's what a reporter, Teresa Watanabe of the Los Angeles Times, wrote in an article about May We Gather. One by one, the Buddhist priests, nuns, and teachers silently entered the Los Angeles temple in similar robes of black and saffron hues, with identical gestures of hands clasped in prayer. But they represented the dazzling diversity of Buddhist traditions and Asian cultures and languages in the healing ceremony against racial hate. A cause so urgent that it recently drew together followers of every major school of Buddhism for what is believed to be the first time since the tradition was founded 2,500 years ago. There were Japanese Americans from Little Tokyo, Chinese and Taiwanese from the San Gabriel Valley, Vietnamese from Westminster, Koreans from Los Angeles and Garden Grove, Tibetans from Long Beach, Thais from Hollywood and Yucca Valley. Cambodians came from Santa Ana and Sri Lankans from Mid-City. Black, Latino, and white Buddhists also attended the ceremony Tuesday at the Higashi Honganji Buddhist Temple in Little Tokyo. That gives you a flavor of this amazing event. In addition to the Los Angeles Times, there were articles written about this memorial in Buddhist magazines such as Tricycle and Lion's Roar, and also one in the New York Times. Thousands of people have watched the memorial when it's streamed live or since then on YouTube. It's 90 minutes long, but I highly recommend you watch it. You can find it on YouTube. Type in May We Gather. That's MAYWEGATHER in the YouTube search box, or do a Google search of May We Gather. Thousands of people have watched. As some of you may know, families have 49-day memorial service for loved ones. This happens in many Buddhist traditions, such as ours, which is Jodo Shinshu. May We Gather happened 49 days after the massacre of 8 people in Atlanta, 6 of them Asian American. One of the women, young Ai-Hu, was a Korean Buddhist. There were memorial cards for her and 5 other people killed because of racial violence throughout the history of Buddhists in the United States. They were in place in front of the altar. There was a 7th card for all beings who have lost their lives through racial and religious animus. Funia Su, one of the organizers, said, "We gather as Asian American Buddhists and allies in an expression of our fundamental interconnectedness. We do not suffer alone, nor do we heal alone. Only when we join together as a Sangha can we truly support each other's freedoms." There were 49 religious leaders who participated in the memorial. Our own Bishop Marvin Harada represented the Buddhist churches of America, chanting Sambujo, as we did at the beginning of the service, to begin that service. There were also chanting by ministers and monastics from other traditions, as well as 6 short Dharma talks, each focusing on one of the 6 paramitas. One of them was given by a Thai monk who is Latino and gave his talk in Spanish. As we did at the beginning of the service. The location of the memorial was also significant. It occurred at the Higashi Honganji Temple in Los Angeles' Little Tokyo district. That is the temple that was vandalized and set on fire in late February. The 3 Buddhists who organized the memorial service deserve a lot of praise and credit. They had the vision to do something that hadn't been done before, and they did it successfully. So thank you to Duncan Ryuken Williams, a professor at USC, a Zen Buddhist monk, and author of the book American Sutra, which chronicles the experiences of Japanese American Buddhist ministers during World War II. Chenzing Han, a graduate of the Institute of Buddhist Studies in Berkeley and author of Be the Refuge, a book about young Asian American Buddhists. And the aforementioned Funia Tsu, a professor of American Studies at Stanley State University and a member of the Oakland Buddhist Temple. On the website for the memorial, the organizer said, "This national memorial ceremony offers an opportunity for Asian Americans and other Buddhist communities to come together in mourning, mending, and renewal. We find support in the Dharma's enduring wisdom. We take refuge under the compassionate gaze of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. We counter violence with equanimity, ignorance with wisdom, hatred with kindness, suffering with healing." I think that's a very powerful statement. I think this memorial service could be a watershed event for Buddhism in the United States. As mentioned, for the first time, Asian American Buddhists and other Buddhist organizations came together to speak out against violence targeting our communities and offering a Buddhist response to hatred and violence. It's a response that honored those who have passed on before us, but also offers Buddhist values as a way to combat violence and hatred. Which books such as the one written by Duncan Williams and Chenzing Han, and events such as May We Gather, Asian Buddhists, especially Asian American Buddhists, have more visibility. I think it offers us momentum for Asian American Buddhism in the United States to spread out from our traditional ethnic settings and attract more young people and people who didn't grow up Buddhist. The organizers of May We Gather hint on their website that more pan-Buddhist events could be coming in the future. We ought to be ready to join and participate in them, and maybe initiate some on our own. We should also be ready to welcome those who come to the temple to find refuge in our Buddhist teachings. Please join me in Gassho and reciting the Nembutsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. We ought to be ready to join. Thank you for listening. And maybe initiate some on our own. We should also be ready to welcome.
Thank you, Dennis. Thank you very much for your talk. So even under this technical difficulties, thank you very much for not stopping reading, talking. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. So, okay. So so it looks like service is coming to the end. So thank you for being with me. Your presence encouraged me a lot today. So actually, this is the first Sunday morning service for me in a month because I took a surgery last month to remove my appendix. So I was resting at home for about 2 weeks. So I'm very happy to see you, everyone, again. Thank you. So that was my first operation in my life, and what's more, it was in America. So since I'm not originally good at hearing English, so especially medical terms were so difficult to understand for me. So, and also it was scary, especially before the surgery, because the painkiller was too strong to my body, and I experienced a bad tripping. So after this discharge from the urgent care, so I could hardly move and work by myself at first because it hurt so much. And yeah, when I tried to lift my body up to go to the toilet. So I believe the reason why I was able to cope with my anxieties and difficulty this time is because I was not alone. So even if there's no family and all friends who I can count on in America, people surrounding me, which are you, were worried about me and helped and supported me a lot. So some people sent me a get well cards and texted me to encourage me and brought some foods and flowers to my house, and others stay overnight to take care of me at the first night and visit me to take care of me many times a day. So their presence and support made me reassured. I thought I knew that we are able to live by supporting one another through our connection with each other. But this experience let me understand deeply it. So I felt special bonds with those around me and their compassions. Thank you all. Thank you, everyone. Okay, so I believe that it won't be long until we can see in person. So until then, we still need our compassionate action, not only to not to spread the virus. And we are a team, so we with a compassionate action and words. I believe we can get through these difficulties together. Thank you very much. So I'd like to conclude this service with Gassho. So please join me in Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu. 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 Thank you very much. Have a good Sunday. Bye. I believe we can get through this difficulties together. Thank you very much. So I'd like to conclude this service with Gassho. Please join me in Gassho. We can see person. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu.